Wisha Stephanie. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm in Spain. I'm in Valencia, Spain right now, and this is just the backdrop of the apartment that we're staying in the bedroom. And I was innocently meditating, and innocently, as if there's another way to meditate. Anyway, and the sound came from outside. It's generally been really, really quiet here, which is very different from where we live in Shanghai. And I realized that all of the kitties are walking to school. And I just thought that was really cute, so I wanted to capture that for you. I know it has nothing to do with with Chinese language, but it is where I am right now, and I'm going to put the light on here so you can hear me. And I'm going to come over here, and we're actually going to talk about the language. But I do have to turn off my meditation app because obviously that meditation is over. Holy crap, that was fun. That was seriously fun. Now I have to find a place to put this so I can talk to you. I'm trying not to use my wrists. That's an interesting angle. Okay, now I gotta get the book. Hold on. Okay, we'll see if this works. I'm trying not to use my wrists at all because, you know, they're crappy right now. Happens. And I have a new friend. How horrible is that? It came out just the day before we left. Yay. All right, so I have been studying chapter 2 in my reading book, and I have some favorites that I want to talk to you about. And then I'll talk to you about the language interference that I was anticipating and that is happening in full force. This will be a rather short video. There's a lot of backdrops outside that I would like to put in these videos. So I think I'll try to keep these a little bit shorter and just do them more frequently, maybe. I don't know. I didn't bring my gimbal, which I was going to use as I accidentally brought the bottom part of it, which is the tripod, but I didn't bring the top part because at the last minute I realized that that would just be encouraging me to use my wrists more to learn a new thing. And anyway, so I don't have a tripod. So I'm going to go try to find one today so I can use that when I'm outside as opposed to my crappy wrists. Okay, that's too much information. My new favorites. In chapter 2, it's a lot of school stuff like university language and academic year and that kind of thing. But there are some time words that I think will be really, really useful. And I don't have my glasses. Hold on, I have to go to the other room to get my glasses. I'll be right back. I was totally unprepared to make a video. Not unprepared, I just didn't think I was going to make one, but when I saw the kitties outside, I don't know, there was something really, really cute about it. I don't know why they're wheeling their backpacks, but I'm curious. And on their parents and stuff were walking them to school. It's not like this doesn't happen anywhere else. You see, in Shanghai, you'll see a lot of grandparents waiting outside the elementary schools to take the kids home. So this isn't a different thing for me. It's just there's different people. I don't know. It was just cute. And the backdrop of the graffiti is just, that's a whole other video. So where did that go? There was some language in here that I wanted to share with you. We already went over the double language, right? Like Tian being day and Tian being every day. Month is Yue. I'm still practicing that one. And Yue being every month. I love this kind of really logical language. I really, really do. Year is Nian. And Nian, which I'm not saying with the right tone, is every year. Love that. But that was from lesson 1. There's something very interesting from lesson 2 that I noticed the other day that I wanted to... Oh, if I understand correctly, possessives it's basically they pronoun with de. Is that correct? Like wo is me or I, and then wo de is mine. Ta is he or she, and ta da is his or hers. Am I understanding that correctly? It's coming up just organically within the sentences, not even as part of the vocabulary in the chapters itself, but it seemed like that was the pattern that was happening. And I remember patterns that I kind of kind of figure out myself, if that makes any sense, more so than reading the grammar phrases and things that they try to describe in Chinese and in English and then give examples for. And their examples are actually the most useful to me. Oh my god. You can tell I just woke up. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so that's something that came out in the sentence in the second chapter. Sorry, I'm looking down at the book right here. That's an interesting picture. Hello. Meow. Oh, I'm having such language interference. Okay, one more thing that I noticed, and then we'll go to the language interference. I'm noticing that they're building up the vocabulary. I think that's too far back. I'm noticing that they're building up the vocabulary really, really well in this book, which is super exciting. Like, for example, they have, for old age, they have Lao, is that Lao Nian? Hold on. The script is so tiny that it takes me a little longer to match characters than usual. I think that's Nian. Because it's from chapter 1, that's why. And that's part of my point. I'm in chapter 2 words, because remember, one page is characters and the other page is the words based on those characters. But they're also pulling forward some of the characters from chapter 1, which is great, because then it's reusing the language in a way that makes it review even without trying to review. Nian, where are you? Nian, yes, Nian, but it's a second tone, which I really struggle with. Anyway, what was I saying? Old age is Lao Nian. Right here. So the first character for that is is from, actually both of those are from chapter 1 now that I think about it. And if you see, let me just show you that again. They have the characters and the translation, and this is on the words page, not the characters page, and they don't put the pinyin there. And I was really frustrated with that in chapter 1, and in chapter 2, I really, really appreciate it, because then I don't have to hide the pinyin. I just have to stare at the Huns, the characters, and try to remember what they mean. And more often than not, if the pinyin's not there, I will spend a little more time trying to remember what they are. So it's actually been really helpful to review. And to try to do it without looking back and trying to match the characters on the other page. And I can just fold the page back and hide the characters on this side. And so it's just little things like that that I feel like are really good. Like, they've really built up the vocabulary in a way that is super nice. Like, I was reading words, like I was looking at the Hansa characters more so than the English translation, because they had built up a lot of the characters from lesson 1 and lesson 2. They put them together into the words for lesson 2, and so it made me really feel like I could go in cold and sort of read some things and then go, oh, well, I can read it, but what is it saying? And then I'd look over at the English. So there's a really, really nice layering of the vocabulary that I was not entirely expecting. Let me see if I can find an example of that. No, it's also really dark in here. Anyway, I think old age might be the best one from that, although I doubt I will use that very often. Oh, there's another double one, the word for often, and that's a new word that I'm just learning, trying to match it here, sorry. But it's got two of the same. Oh man. Hey, let me pick a word that I can't find. I can't see it right now. It's super duper dark in here. What is happening? It's supposed to rain today. We brought the rain with us. Yay. Anyway, so that's that. Initially, I was using the audio file just for the sentence and the characters, and now I realize while I was listening to the lesson 2 one that they have the words and this random text here. Well, I feel like it's random. They also have that in there, so I'm listening to both pages with the audio file. I don't fully understand what's being said on that second page. I recognize the sound, and I can follow along with the characters, but I'm not really focused on the whole sentence meaning yet. Again, I feel like that's going to come as I become more familiar with the characters and I get more of an image in my head than a translation. And then I think the the sentences will make more sense. They're not completely confusing. When they do dates, it does register that they're doing dates. When they talk about people, I do see pictures of people, but it doesn't fully form into full idea in my head yet. But it says on my paper I wrote down October 10th, but I feel like I really started lesson 2 the day before we flew out, which, depending on when you start your time frame, because we kind of did, I think, 10 hours while we were flying in the air. We went backwards in time. So I want to say this is probably the second time that I feel like I've touched lesson 2. So I'm still really liking this book. I don't know. I don't think one lesson a week or one lesson every 2 weeks is really realistic. So we'll see how it goes. Since it's building on itself, I feel like that's really going to help with review and retaining the information and that kind of thing. I hope you guys can hear me. It's so beautifully quiet. Now the kitties have stopped going down the street and it's back to being just quiet. I could even open the door now. Listen. Like that's 9 a.m. in the morning. And I was lying on the bed meditating, trying not to listen to people walk by and speak Spanish and try to figure out what they were saying. And that's when the kids started walking by and I wanted to get that on video. And yeah, so there's that. Valencia, Spain. Welcome to Valencia. Okay. I need to go. I need to actually finish my meditation and then actually study. Not just look at the book and talk about it and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do that interference video with a different setting today, perhaps near a fountain or something. I don't know, but I don't want to do everything just with this one backdrop because there's so much visually awesome about this place. All right, so I guess that was my reading update. Still working on lesson 2, lots of university stuff. My surprise walkabout kind of fell through thanks to me, so I will do that when I get back to Shanghai. It's related to lesson 2, let's just say that, although you can probably figure out what it was since I've talked about the contents of lesson 2. This is not the camera shaking, this is me stretching. All right, that's true. I need to do my yoga too. It's so quiet here. Okay. Culture shock aside. Yeah, more soon. Satchan.